Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Laura with Stitchin with Laura. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And I hope you're all having a great Sunday, everyone. I needed a drink of coffee. It's been a busy morning. So today we are going to be working on this pattern. I'll bring it up. It's really beautiful, but very small picture. And once again, it's by the DIY cross stitch that I have had other kits in. I got this one from Everydayecrafts, and I talked to the lady that had contacted me in getting me started with Everydayecrafts, shall we say. And I told her how I was kind of disappointed that it was so small. It is 40 by 85, and this picture is so in depth that I believe it should be a huge painting. I mean, it should be actually a huge I almost said diamond painting, cross stitch. And she said she'd see what she could do, talk to her printers and all that. It only has 20 colors in it. And let me get this needle out of the way. I set it there just because you know me, I could set it down and then I'll forget what I did with it. But I wanted to address something on this. It also comes with, this is I'll just flash it through, with, your chart. This is it. And it's very small. You could take it to someplace and have it blown up if you really wanted to. Now I noticed something. You have your numbers. These are the numbers that are actually here on the canvas. And you have the symbol next to each number. Then next to that, you have the DMC thread equivalent number. And then you have this color chart here that runs right down the side. Let me get it down just a little bit further. It's sticking, of course, to the pad because, that's what its job was. Okay, so I can't get it all in here because it's so wide, but we'll just use the bottom of it. What did I do with it? Hang on, guys. Like I said, I'm having a day. So the only thing, I've never seen this before. So right here, like this. And I thought perhaps, and it's the same way on the chart. As you can, your paper chart. It's actually a heavy piece of that plastic shiny stuff. I've never seen that. So I went to the colors. Hey, hang on. Sorry. Okay, so if I lay this right next to these colors, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Okay. Let's see here. I had to fold it. Okay, these are pretty close match. See, now that one isn't. But they're a close match for what the actual colors are. So I would just ignore this. Just totally ignore that part right there. In fact, you want to be brave, cut it off. Just cut it off. And then it won't bother you. Because I went to go look, I thought, oh, light blue. Well, no, that's not what that is. Because I was looking for this light blue right here. And that's number 12. See? So I would just concern myself with this little blue area that's got, where it says, I don't know what the heck that says. It says cross stitch, actually printed right there. So this is what you want to go by right here. Okay? Because I have never seen this. I don't know if it's a misprint, so that they could get the right shade, you know, I don't know. I've never seen that, because this mess does not correspond with anything on the canvas. It's just simply the colors of the thread. Does that make any kind of sense? I hope I explained that well. So we're going to start with number 12, which is, it's a light blue square. That's what we want right there. And I'm just trying to figure out where to lay everything. So I have no idea. I've never seen that like that before. But just go with your symbol and your number and the DMC color. Because you're not going to need to know, really, the DMC color number. You're just looking for the symbol. This is your key right here. Just these 3 little columns right here. Ignore that completely. Okay, I hope all that made sense. If you have questions, please, put it in the comments, and I'll try to get to you. Now, yesterday, hang on, we're about to lose all this because I had to move it. I went to the thrift store. Molly and I were out. I just did a run through because I don't know why I can't get the needle started. This is why I usually put the needle in first, because it's really embarrassing when you can't find the hole to put the needle in. So while I was there, I saw this bag, and it's full of all different shades of blue. Let me see if I can just open it. And they're all the same baggies, so I'm thinking that it came from the same person. But there must be 75 if there's a minute of those. But all different shades of DMC. I'm assuming it's DMC. Doesn't say one way or another. It just has a number. I could look it up if I really wanted to. But lots. Let me pull you up a little bit and over. So it has lots of beautiful DMC colors in it. Just gorgeous. So I'll be using those. I'm going to be putting in my great big flat container. Then I looked up, and guess what? There was another full bag, and there must be over 200 in here. I haven't counted it, but it's the same type baggie. They've all got their DMC numbers on them, and they're just gorgeous. So yeah, I was just totally thrilled. There's one even in here. Look how big that is. Now this, what is it called? It says wicking yarn. I don't know what that is. Can't say that I've ever heard of that. But that was just shoved in there as well. So, yeah. Just lots of beautiful colors to add to my collections of DMC. And sorry for the crinkling and everything else. Here's some more of that wicking yarn, or I don't know, that might be a, what do you call it, per cotton? It says hazelnut, but it's made a little bit different. So I haven't gone through each and every one, but I just thought it was just absolutely beautiful. Had to have it. So I got those 2 bags, plus, hang on. Let me get that and put it down here out of my way. There was another little bag. It says, look, it says take home. Yeah, I took it home immediately. So I got all 3 of those bags for $5. So that was an absolute deal. But I thought, there's lots of beautiful colors in here. And I don't know. I don't see a name on any of them. But look, it says 20 cents on it. And it looks like some of that, oh, JP coats that I got, you know, in variegated. So there's some of that in there. But there's lots of little bits and pieces. So if you were doing something that you wanted to change the colors out for and just little spots here and there, it'd just be perfect. So it's a nice little scrap bag of color. Just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. So yeah. And there's some more of that. I think that's pearlized cotton. Truly. I don't know. I haven't worked with it at all. So pearlized cotton. That I remember, I don't think I've ever used it on anything. But lots of nice little pieces and parts. You know, I'm a sucker for colors, so. Okay, let us get on with the show. So, yeah. We just went to the post office. There wasn't anything at the post office. Now this is 939. So this little section right here is going to be dark. It's the side of the cliff. And I'm sorry, but truly you wouldn't be able to tell that. But it's just right down here in this corner. There seems to be like a bridge that goes to like another area on a cliff. I'm trying to get it as close and hold it as still as possible. But it's the detailing is just, I love that picture. You know, here we are again. I love that picture. Now, if this turns out like that, yeah. Good luck. But I just don't think it's going to be as detailed. But hell, I could be wrong. So we'll just have to wait and see. I didn't go anyplace else, do anything too exciting yesterday. My daughter called me last night, wanted to know if I wanted to go to lunch today. So we're all going to lunch, her and her husband, the 2 grandkids, his mom, my son-in-law's mom, and his stepdad. We're all going to go and have lunch at our favorite restaurant. So it'll be fun. I'm using 3 strands. This is an 11 count. If I didn't tell you that, I'm so sorry. So we'll see how this works. I'm kind of wanting to start in the middle to know how it's going to, how the detail will show. I could be wrong. I just don't know. But I thought I'd show this and explain that because I've never seen this before. Right here. I've never. And if I did, I don't think I ever paid attention to it. But it drew my eye. It's a nice big key. It's huge. You know, so you can see the symbols, and they're printed on this fabric. Really nice. So I don't know. Just never had that happen. So that's about all my plans for today. Fun times, huh? Yesterday I worked a little bit on, you're not going to believe what I pulled out. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, I watched 2 or 3 floss tubes, and it seemed like every other person that I watched yesterday had done something on pandemic. So what did I have to do? I had to get out pandemic. So didn't get much done. I mean, we're talking a space about that big in that hole right there. Yeah, that's about all I've got done. Because for some reason in my brain, I'm thinking there's something wrong. Like a little bit above that. Like, you know, I didn't get the holes. Not the holes, but the spaces in the right place. I don't know if that's why I put it down. It's on 16 count. So I'm trying to, there's a rabbit here, and then there was a hole, you know, for, there's like a banner or something that goes, I had to start at the bottom, right? But I got everything up on one side done, but this edge, you know, of the page, not the edge of the material, the edge of the page, you know, it's coming down, so there's like a hole about yay big. Oh God, I like that pattern, but God, it's I've done more frogging, I think, on Pandemic than close. It runs a close second to Christmas Garden Blackbird. Yeah, what can I say? Now, the reason I'm sewing in this strange, odd fashion is that I don't want it to have columns. You've seen columns where the stitch, where when you sew a big space, I don't want to have to go up here and there be stripes. So I'm sewing, about, I don't know what it is, 4x4. So that's like 16 stitches. I cannot get this stupid needle to go in through the thing. Do I have another Sharpie there? So I will just go up 4, over 4, down 4, and then fill in the middle. And that way you avoid the lines. Now some people will go, what do you call it, diagonally? But yeah, no, not so much. It's too hard to hang on to, if you will. Let me see if I can get it a little bit brighter. The light's right here. Oh, of course, let's hit the bell. So I didn't find anything else too terribly exciting. I did find another little, what do you call it, tomato. But it wasn't too much to write home about it. It was just a little tomato. I don't have it out here, but it was about this size. And it looked fairly old. It's just so sad to see people's cross-stitching stuff at the thrift store. It breaks my heart. It really does. It just, yeah. I told my kids, when I die, shove everything into the coffin with me and burn it. And that way nobody will have to fight over it. My daughter just looked at me. Like, never mind. Never mind. Oh, Lord. I know it's not laughable, but God, it's just, some days it gets to be overwhelming. Some days I want to just light it all on fire and say, okay, we're done with that project. But, oh well. It happens. I watched Carol, the Saltbox Stitcher, today. Yeah, her stuff is so beautiful. So beautiful. She has so many samplers, and they're just done so well. And she does them all on, I think she pretty much does stuff on linen. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but yeah, she's got some gorgeous, gorgeous patterns. But these are people that have stitched for hundreds of years, and they get it, they can get it done. You know, I have a problem finishing anything. I'm more the serial starter in Brenda, you know. I start all the things. But, you know, I felt really good when Carol said that, you know, she had like 48 whips. So I was like, hey, right there with you, babe. Because I got at least 80. No. It does seem like it some days. And I just never know what I want to do. You know, I went and I got an end table. Not an end. Yeah, well, it's kind of a lower sitting end table. And got rid of my coffee table, right? So my coffee table would hold like 10 of those baskets that I put my stitch patterns in. So I could just pull them out at will, right? So now that I got this small thing, I can only get 2 under there. I was looking for something the other night. I couldn't hardly find it at all. And I figured, you know, if I just leave those 2 baskets right there under there, I can change them out in a month and put 2 other ones there. That way, you know, if it's within reach, I might work on it, you know. It's just all in what I want to work on at the time. I don't know. I'm pretty fickle. Oh, I was looking for browns the other day. This is all the colors that I used for Blackbird Designs, Sweet Summer Come Again. Yeah, it's still in it. It's a little. I got like 10 of these just to try them out because I thought, well, as I use the threads, I'll put it in here. And you see there's bobbins in there. Is that thread bobbinated? No. I need to hire a small child just to bobbinate all the thread. But I just kidding. I could do it myself. It just didn't put me into a coma. Every time I try to do it, it's just too relaxing. I can remember my grandmother and I, we used to knit a lot. So she would knit different afghans and stuff like that. So we always had lots of little bits and pieces and small, what do you call it, colors. You know, separate colors of thread. So we would sit around and wind it all into balls because she also, in her later days, decided she was going to make granny square afghans because taught her how to make granny square. She was off and running. She must have made 8 of those things. So, yeah, we would sit around and unwind, and because she'd have little pieces of thread, you know, you only need it for the center or, you know, next round, you know, it wasn't too much, so she just threw it in the thing, and then we'd have to sort it all out. And God, we spent hours doing that. So I don't know how I ever had that kind of patience, but who knows. But we would roll them all in balls, and then she'd say, oh, I'm going to make another granny square afghan. So I'm like, okay. So, yeah, she really liked granny squares. She made them in black, you know, with a black background. She made some with colorful backgrounds. And my daughter's afghan, she made each of her great-grandchildren. There were 5 of them. Yeah, no. There's my 3 and my sister. So there was 4 great-grandchildren. So she made them all afghans. But she made my daughters in a granny square with pinks and mauves. Oh, just gorgeous. She had some variegated mauve pink thread. Oh, it's gorgeous. Just gorgeous. And she'd send me a mock-up in a granny square, like, these are the colors I'm going to use, you know, for so-and-so's afghan, for my so-called approval. She was going to do what she wanted to do anyway, so I really... But she just wanted me to see the colors all together, and she made my one son's red, white, and blue, and then my daughter's was in the pinks and mauves, and my other son's was balloon colors, like red, yellow, blue, green, orange, like the primary colors, and bright. Yeah, they still own their afghans. They better. I threatened them, because I told them they're never ever going to get another one from their great-grandma. So That was their legacy to pass on. And if I ever saw it in the back of the trunk, I'd shoot them right on sight. A trunk of a vehicle, that is. Yeah. I don't want to know. Yeah. Happy Mother's Day! Yeah, I'm complaining about my kids. Oh, geez. Sorry. I love my kids, my grandkids. Yeah, we haven't got any great grandkids yet. We're not ready for that. I think one of the grandkids is only like 18, so we better not have no babies. It'll be a hot moment. Can you wait a couple years or a few? Good gravy. This thing is kind of difficult to stitch through. Not making much progress, but we're filling it in as we go. Now you can make this square as big as you want, but see how it lays? Of course, there's one stitch sticking up. It lays a lot flatter and more even when you do that. Now I haven't had many of these pre-stamps that had real large, huge areas. So I haven't had to use it. Oh, I made that 5. Oh well, we'll just keep moving. So you haven't seen me do that too much. But it makes sense because it seems like if I go in one direction and then I come back, it leaves a ridge. I don't care if it's a ridge going up and down, or this way. It leaves a ridge for me. So this way, look at all this blue over here. Yeah, this whole section is blue. Yeah, it'll be fun. So now if you want, I mean, you could probably see how it's gridded. You could just do one square at a time and just do it. But I don't know who was talking about this. I cannot remember. It might have been Brenda and the Cereal Starter. Was talking about how, now they're doing it on linen, of course, or even weave. I'm pretty sure theirs is always linen. But they were talking about 3 up and then 3 down, 3, and that way you won't get that ridge. And I don't do many full coverage things. I mean, where the whole canvas, this is an actual full coverage. It'll be totally covered. So, yeah. Hot moment. And I might get bored with just doing this. Almost said black. It's 939. Which is a dark, really, it's like a black navy, if you will. But it's always, looks like black. In fact, when you get it onto this, God. Some of these needles, I needed a point. Some have a sharper point. I've been putting on my extra needles on this. I don't know. And if you want, you could scrunch this up. I didn't scrunch it this time. I forgot. But I wanted to show you this, so I guess it never entered my mind, actually. To scrunch it up. I heard something outside. I don't know what that was. Somebody's pounding on something. Got new neighbors. The one where the dog barked all the time, they're gone. I don't know. I've never really saw them in person. They were probably in their 20s, early 30s, at the very most. But it seemed like they worked all the time, left that poor dog outside all the time. If you're going to have a dog, take care of it. That's all I'm saying. Poor Molly, she's pampered. She is living in the lap of luxury. She gets by with more murder than my kids. Oh, goodness gracious. Now, this does take a little bit longer to do, but you're filling it in as you go, so you got to consider the source. It's not like you're making a whole lot of progress. But, yeah. Got to see where I'm at. Alright, guys. I think that's going to be it. If you do have any questions about this, please email me, and I will try and get back to you. And we'll see what we can do. If, I can answer your question. If not, I'll try to find out. How's that? But yeah, just ignore this line right here. And then this is your key in this box all by itself. I've never seen that. It just blows me away. So it's just straight cross stitch. I don't know. If anybody else has any information or ideas about this, let me know. Put it in the comments below, because I have had people go, is it just straight cross stitch? It's just cross stitch. The whole thing is just cross stitch. Like I said, you can't see the details really up close, so I mean there's not going to be any back stitching. And most times on these things, if there's back stitch, they will put it down here. But if you have any information about this, or you've seen it, or you know what it is, that's my best guess. But I would just ignore it and just use your key. Alright, guys, we will see you tomorrow. Thank you for joining me today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. That way you'll know when my next video comes out. Sorry. Stay safe, stay healthy, God bless, and we'll see you next time. Keep stitching. Bye-bye.